Alright, knowledge here with the knowledge from University Alkaline. Um, Second video today, we're gonna talk about the difference between spring water and mineral water, and uh, what they are. Cause I'm gonna try not to go too far into water, cause I can really get diverse into water. But I'm gonna give you a breakdown of them two. So like your natural spring water, you know what I'm saying? The term natural spring water on a bottle of water may not tell you where the source, you know what I'm saying, where the source come from. Um, or only that the mineral content of the water has not been altered. Or it may have not been filtered or otherwise treated. While the number of gallons of spring water or natural spring water flow through water coolers from the bottles that has more than doubled in recent years. Um, the meaning of the word or them words on the label has been definitely has been firmly defined only since the final changes that the FDA bottled drinking water regulations put in place. So, but spring water is water that comes from an underground formation from which water is flowing naturally to the source, well, to the surface. I'm sorry, of the earth, uh, collected at a spring or through a borehole tapping into the underground formation that feeds the spring itself. Um, but to meet the definition of spring, it must be a natural force bringing the water to the surface opening versus it being pumped and piped. Uh, the location of the spring must be identified on the label of any water labeled as spring water. So if you in the store and you get spring water, because those of y'all who know me, like I talked about water last year along with the meal prep and veganism and alkaline, and I was big on talking about spring water. You look to see where they say it was sourced from, then go research that source, and then research if they're doing any processing after the collection or extraction of that water. Um, if you use like a water cooler for like bottling your spring water or whatever, make sure it's clean once a month. You know what I'm saying? Like even like your what you call, like how you get water delivered, like your Crystal Springs and those water services and shit like that. Take those. You gotta clean the machines, cause shit build up and deposit in it. Um, yeah, bacteria can deposit in there. And do like a half and half mixture of hydrogen peroxide, baking soda. You know what I'm saying? All in the reservoir, in the spigots, and give it a wipe down to remove the residue. Rinse it off. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, that's your spring water pretty much from a natural source underground that naturally comes to the surface. Like example of one is in Ocala, Florida. What is that? Crystal Springs, and then you got Silver Springs. There's two springs right there, like pretty much damn near next to each other. But those are natural springs to where the water comes to the surface. You know what I'm saying? It's not pumped, it's not piped, there's no extraction process for it. Now, mineral water, or what I call the Super Saiyan of spring water. Um, Mineral water is pretty much water that has no less than 250 parts per million total dissolved solids, or what is called TDS. If you saw the other video about the bipolarism disorder, and I got to the part of talking about water. Yeah, like This is mineral water. It's mineral water sourced from Texas, out here in Texas, and like they're pretty good. They've been around since the late 1800s. So like they're still getting their stuff out of that, getting this out of the spring the way it's supposed to be gotten. But I like the fact that they give you, they tell you the content, they tell you the total dissolved solvents, or what's known as the TDS, or another way of me breaking down TDS. So like those of us, it's a lot of people that say they don't like water, or they feel like water ain't supposed to have a taste, and that's a lie. Water definitely has a taste. I've been able to drink water from different states in my travels or in my service in the military. I've been able to drink water or different waters from overseas, and like yeah, or like the waters that I be trying or whatever, or I come across and have those experiences with, like me, I'm a pass it on, to people and other that, and they'd be like, oh, it tastes like baking soda and shit like that. And water's pretty much supposed to have a taste, but what you're tasting is the minerals that you're supposed to have. Because like your tap waters and all the other waters, saying filtered water, purified water, all that other shit, a lot of those waters are filtered, and then they turn around and they add things like potassium and electrolytes in it, this shit that ain't in it, or it's like filtered water from like the sewage system and shit. But yeah, no, my bad, no less. I think I said no less than 250 parts per million total dissolved solvents, and originating from a geologically and physically protected underground source or spring that has been tapped at the spring opening or through a borehole. And even if you do a borehole, the borehole is just going. You're just literally drilling a hole, and saying the like the pressure and stuff will cause it to rise up through the borehole. Um, but mineral water is distinguished from any other type of water by constant levels and relative proportions of minerals and trace elements at its source, allowing for seasonal variations. Um, no minerals uh, need to be added to this water like the other waters, like I just spoke of. Um, if the TDS, if your total dissolved content of mineral water is below 500 parts per million, the water may be labeled as low mineral content. Example, back to this water. Like, hey, I like y'all. I like it. Like I go to HEB and I literally buy all of it off, or most of it off of the shelf. And this is like their number three. But what I was saying about the where it's labeled as low content, it'll tell you like they have like four different versions of this water. I normally drink this green label, which is a number three, and then the red label is a number four. I've had the number two, which is a blue level. I hadn't had the one that just has the trace minerals in it, which is the number one. But they tell you, they give you the breakdown. So like this is an example of what to look for. You know what I'm saying? When you get into things like mineral water. Also, I don't do that carbonated mineral water. I can't do that. I like my water flat. I've drunken it from time to time to like if I need to make myself burp or whatever, and I don't want to go, like I try and stay away from sodas a lot. Um, so yeah, but if the water is greater than 1,500 parts per million, is labeled as high content. Example again, I'm sorry, crazy water. I'm using our example for good though. This one right here that I'm drinking, the number three, it has it's like right up under that 1,500 mark, but it has 1,010 total dissolved solvents in this, which is still way more than your other waters. But yeah, if it's more than 1,500 parts per million, it'll be labeled high mineral content. So, um, depending on what the source is, the uh, the mineral water will vary. You know, say or the minerals in the water. You know, what I'm saying your total dissolved solvents will vary depending on where it's sourced from. Um, a lot of us suffer from a mineral deficiency, and you know what I'm saying drink drinking mineral water for therapeutic reasons. You know what I'm saying you got to be aware of which minerals are in particular brands of water that you drink, because it's some waters that you can drink and they don't put nothing in you, they rob you of minerals, so you're still walking around mineral deficient. um if you're drinking mineral water containing minerals that you know what I'm saying don't lack, you know what I'm saying you're gonna end up doing yourself more harm than good. Most of your mineral waters are carbonated. Like I said, I don't mess with the carbonated. This is a brand that is bottled. It's just bottled from the source. They don't go through no carbonation process. I don't even think they have a carbonated water. I've had them, like the Mexican versions, like the I think it's a cocoa something like that. But this. Um, but some of your sparkling waters, like club soda, are called mineral water because the manufacturer added bicarbonates into it. So now I just gave you a breakdown of club soda and sparkling water and how it can be labeled as mineral water. But yeah, the manufacturer added things like bicarbonates, citrates, and sodium phosphates to filtered and or distilled tap water and pass it off as mineral water. So I just gave you a breakdown of how the fuck they do that shit. Um, Pretty much, if you looking into like labels with your food and stuff, you should be looking at the labels on your water. Like, yeah, water should just say water as the content or the main ingredient, but it should tell you what's in that water. It just ain't 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. Nah, it's way more than that. That's why we ourselves are designed. Say 70% water. Most of this earth is covered with water. So like it you gotta know what's in it, because like that's beneficial for you, because like a lot of us don't even get the minerals we need out of food. But if you can keep yourself hydrated, at least you putting minerals in that way. You know what I'm saying? In a liquid form. So don't complain about the taste of water, but also research what water you're drinking. Whether it's purified, distilled, tap water, or what's known as faucet water, spring water, mineral water. Learn what's in your water. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us are particular when it comes down to like things like brands. You know what I'm saying? So learn what's in it, or learn the process that they use to put your water in a bottle and then it's on a shelf for you to grab. Because like I say, like things like example, like some of these alkaline waters, I don't fuck with them, because it's still filtered water that has electrolytes and stuff put in it for the most part. When you can get something that's already natural, it's filtered through things like salt rock, say natural salt rock, limestone, stuff like that, to where it leaves those trace minerals, or those heavy mineral deposits that make up those total dissolved solvents in that water. Like I've had water that I'm talking about 3,000 plus total dissolved solvents, and damn near tastes like food. and there's no artificial flavor, nothing added to it. That's just where, that's how it tastes coming from the source. So that's pretty much just me giving you one way. Shit, you might want to say this is your fucking liquid multi-mineral. Yes, if you learn how to select your right water, you ain't got to go buy a multi-mineral, or you don't have to take a multi-mineral as well, or you can use the multi-mineral as supplementation to go along with your water to further add to the minerals that you need. Because like I say, a lot of us walk around mineral deficient. So research your water, research a process that your water goes through. Even if they say your water comes from a natural source, research that source. Research the company that is saying it's coming from that source to have an understanding of the process that they put that water through before it hits the shelf. Also, plastic and glass is two big things to look out for in water. With plastic, you at least want like BPA approved and shit like that. That way, the stuff from the plastic doesn't leach into the water itself, because you gotta think about it. When it sit on the shelf, it's sitting there. It's no longer in the source. So water absorbs everything. Think about it. You don't want it absorbing the shit that comes from the plastic. Glass is always the good way to go. It's going to be a little bit more expensive. It's this one water outside of the mineral water that I like. That is a natural spring water from straight from the source, but it's bottled in glass. It comes from France, matter of fact. Bottled in, oh my god, it tastes good. I think it's right at about 2,000 and something TDS, total dissolved solvents. Um, You know, your water should have things, you know, or the mineral content in your water should have things like calcium and magnesium, potassium, sulfate, uh, your, bicarbonates, the silica. Boy, silica's good. Like, yeah. Hair, nail, skin. Yeah, you want to try and grow your hair? Silica. Um, lithium. Like I spoke in the bipolar video. Lithium. So, yeah, that's me. You know, I'm doing my thing for me and my mental health the natural way. Um, Also another thing important, or two other things important about your water: the pH balance of your water. Like I say, example, alkaline waters, they be like 7.5 all the way up to like damn near 10. I've had good water that was neutral at a 7.5. And I've had water that is highly exceptionable at 8.5. And I've had that 9 plus shit, but that 9 plus shit, like they've taken away and added stuff to it to get it to that point for the most part, and then turn around and call it things like alkaline water. But another thing, when your water comes on the surface, it's already alkaline. You just have to know the level of alkalinity in your water. And that'll also give you the knowledge of, okay, if I know I got a high alkaline water, or there is a certain thing called alkaline water. Like, I remember when I was younger coming up, um, it's just gonna give you the breakdown of what's in your water, or learning where the water is sourced from, and to be like, okay, the water's underground and it goes through this certain kind of limestone or bedrock or whatever. Yeah, and then learn the bedrock, learn what minerals are in the bedrock that deposit themselves into the water, and also aid with the natural filtering process of the water itself, so it doesn't have to go in somebody's water cooler or a water pumping plant before it get bottled, and they boil it and strip it of its natural minerals and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty much, yeah, just a little breakdown of spring water and mineral water, or what I call the Super Saiyan version of it. It's like the same thing with like being vegan and then being alkaline. Like alkaline is like the Super Saiyan version of being a vegan. It's a more, you're more in depth, you're more disciplined, you're more structured with what you're intaking. You got to have that same approach with your water. And then there's a lot of us that don't drink water, or they be like, oh, I hate drinking water. And how else you gonna fucking survive? Or then you start feeling like shit, you suffering from headaches, or you can't stand up long periods of time because you get dizzy, you get nauseous, or it starts to hurt when you pee because your pee done got dark because you're not hydrating things like your liver and your kidney that also helps you, that use that water to help flush the fats and acids and other deposits out of your body, not just bring shit into your body. So yeah, or things like, constipation is also due to a lack of water. Diet too, but mainly water. You ain't hydrated. That's why you got to strain like that. Like water serves its purpose on so many levels. So like you gotta get over that. Oh, I don't like water, but you are water. Same way as Bruce Lee say, be formless, be shapeless, be water. Be water, because that's what you are. That's majority of what this is water. So why not be it? But if you're gonna replenish yourself to keep your water level where it need to be, you gotta watch the water that you're using. That may or may not get you to that point. It's certain waters that don't even, the shit don't hydrate you worth of shit. And you just gulping it. Or like with this, I drink like a bottle or two a day, and like I'm a fairly active person. I'm outside. I got a personal gym I built and shit like that. But water. But drinking that, I don't really have to drink as much. I mean, I still drink, what I'm saying, like a gallon a day for the most part. But like, it's taking me a while to drink it because like I'm just so full of fluid, which is a good thing. I like it. It ain't to the, well, it ain't to the point. It's not to the point where it's dangerous, not like that. Because some people would be like, oh well, you can bloat yourself, you can bloat your cells drinking too much water. Yes, true in fact, but you can't do it if you're putting the right stuff in, and it's being dispersed within you to where, okay, the minerals for the zinc, what I'm saying, the zinc minerals, what I'm saying, it's going to your brain, it's going to your central nervous system. It's helping with development or cleansing of these organs, or your bones and stuff like that. Or your potassium which is, it has doings with your bones, as well as calcium, silica, like I say, at least a small part of it, hair, skin, nails. Your hair is pretty much silica. A lot of your high end shampoos and stuff like that, silica. Oh, and if you can't get your hands on, I'm gonna give you something else. If you can't get your hands on like mineral water or whatever, but you want to make your own, what is that thing called? Diatomaceous earth. Add that to your water. You know what it is? Silica and trace minerals. Yeah. Like I say, even if you want to, grow your hair and keep it thick and all that, or grow your nails and stuff. Yeah. Diatomaceous earth, and add it into your water, mix it up, drink it. Pretty much what that is it's like fossilized the little microscopic sea creatures that I can't think of, but they carries those trace minerals. Their makeup is pretty much silica, and is good for us humans. It has multiple uses. Like you can do mask with it. What I'm saying, like your facial mask or the clay mask. Is good for things like indigestion, heartburn, diarrhea. Because what I'm saying, like if you are in a sense dehydrated or always constipated, and you're having a hard, I mean, hey, I'm gonna say that you're having a hard time taking the shit. um, Take you some diatomaceous earth in a glass of water, because also what I'm saying, when you're dehydrated and you don't have enough minerals. and like your organs, especially your bowels, going to need it. It also helps filter that shit out, cause you know, things like the diuretics and stuff like that to help you with constipation, they actually rob you of the minerals with along with helping the process of getting it out of you. Most people don't think about taking anything to put those minerals back into you so you don't have to go through that particular problem again. But yeah, I have to talk about the whole diatomaceous earth in a whole nother video. That was just a little small breakdown of it. But yeah, man, look into your water. I mean, same thing, you know, you may look into, wow. The same way you may look into everything else. That way, if you know it's hard, the way things is now, it's hard to it's getting harder to try and get it in your food unless you're growing your food or stuff like that, or you're finding your food from a natural source, or not a natural source, or you know what I'm saying, it's a non-GMO. But water can aid and assist in that, you know what I'm saying, as far as incorporating and adding minerals into your system. You know what I'm saying? The minerals that you need. Because like I say, I don't care how fucking healthy you think you are, you're walking around with a mineral deficiency, period. I don't give a fuck how you think your diet is so goddamn good. Even with meat, you know what I'm saying, being alkaline vegan and eating salmon here and there and shit, it's still room for fucking improvement. Yeah, I look good, I feel good, but it's still room for improvement. I know it's still certain things that my, you know what I'm saying, certain mineral levels that my body needs are not fully at the levels of where they need to be. So learn your water. Just don't pick it up because, oh, it got this artificial flavor in it, or you done got hooked on this particular brand because it's claiming it's alkaline water, and they saying, well, here, this is what we put in it, but they only giving you probably the tail end of the process. They're not telling you where they got it from, or where they how they filtered it, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's about what all I got for you. Like I say, if you got anything going on with you, you want to look at it from a natural, you want to, you know what I'm saying, you want to look at it from a natural way. Uh, since I got the YouTube now, you can leave it in the comments. Well, no, I wouldn't say leave it in the comments. You can email me at Universally Alkaline. That, especially if you don't want to put it out there. I mean, some people are personal, but you can also you know, you got the comments and stuff like that. You got me on Facebook, Universally Alkaline on Facebook. You know, my personal page, Kindle Knowledge Blunt, or Kindle Control My Universe Blunt, however it pops up now. I just changed it over to Knowledge earlier today because a spirit buddy of mine gave me that name because of when we connected. They absorbed it, and it was like, your name is Knowledge. So like, yeah, but you can reach me there. You know what I'm saying, whether it's here on the tube, here on the book, you know what I'm saying, on those two pages, or universallyalkaline@gmail.com. That way you can give me a detailed description of what you have going on, and that way I can go through my notes, go through my books, and hit you back with a way of going about it in a natural way that'll benefit you versus having to always rely on something synthetic. So I'm sorry, I got something in my eye. I need to change my contacts. But I'm finna end this here. That way it can get to you guys. I love y'all. Take care of yourself.